So hey there guys, welcome back to the channel. Today let's talk a little bit about the suspension adjustability of this motorcycle. A lot of y'all had requested me from time to time that what would be the actual procedure of adjusting it. Now see, this is directly related to the weight of the rider, the terrain at which the bike will be mostly ridden, and the way the bike would be ridden. So the first one is the most simplest one, preload setting. This setting you would find in every other motorcycle, whether be it a twin shock or a monoshock. So this one decides the sag, suspension sag. You'll get a lot of tutorial videos over the internet how to adjust this one. But the plain and simple method is you just sit on the bike and try to gauge how much of the suspension is going down. Okay, when you put your weight on top of the seat, how much of it is sagging, okay, going down. So that should not be a lot, okay, a little bit of it is okay. So this one decides that, and it also makes the spring a little bit stiff or soft. Mine, according to my weight and my terrain, I had kept in 1 2 3 4, the 5th notch. Okay, this is the tool which you need to adjust this preload of a motorcycle. Now this one came in my tool bag, it generally should, but I had found a comment in one of my videos by someone who has this motorcycle but don't have that tool. So it's also available in any tools store, so you could just buy it at nominal cost. This thing over here, it goes and sits on the notch, right? So it'll get locked. So if I turn it this side, okay, then it's going to become stiffer, or there's going to be lesser sag when the rider sits on the riding seat, and doing the opposite is going to make it softer. Okay, you could understand this slope, right? So if I turn it this side, so this notch is going to come on this side, making it softer, and the reverse is going to make it stiffer with lesser sag. So that's the first adjustability which you should do when you buy any new motorcycle, because this thing is there in mostly all the motorcycle. 99.9% motorcycle has this. That out of the way, after that we have the rebound setting over here, and the spring gets the load and it comes back, right? This is what happens in a suspension. So the speed at which it is going to come back, that's the rebound. So if I make it softer, it's going to be more like this, and if I make it harder, it's going to take the shock and come back a little bit slower. This movement rate is decided by this one. Okay, so in layman's language, if you keep it on the softer side, you're going to feel it a little bit more comfortable on straight roads, but it's going to be a little bit difficult to tackle the motorcycle over corners or fast maneuverings, right? So for that, you need to keep it on the harder side. There are two adjustment options for the front suspension. Compression, COMP is written, it's compression, and this one is REB, rebound, right? Rebound, as I explained there, same goes for this one. The speed at which it's going to come back, rebound, this one decides that. And the compression is the speed at which it's going to go down when you hit a pothole or hit the brakes. That's compression. So you got to play around with this. Again, you could Google out both these terms and get the exact definition. There's a hell lot of research and development on these things, and a lot of definition, a lot of explanation by a lot of experts out there in the Google. Don't expect magic from these. It does work, it does change the way you feel the suspension, but there's not a very huge difference. So what you need to do in layman's language, you just need to play around with them. According to me, what I had found is what suits best with my weight, which is 76 kilos, and the way I ride the motorcycle, mostly cruise around. In this, I had shown you over here, this one, I had kept it in just one notch above the softest. Okay, so you would see you need a screwdriver to adjust this, flathead screwdriver. So put it over in the screw head and you see, if I turn this on this side, I cannot turn anymore. So this is the softest one. I had kept it in the first notch, the second last softest setting. Okay, there are 4 more on this side, so, and gradually it's going to make it harder, the rebound. Okay, and similarly for the front one, okay, I had kept it in the first notch, it won't go anymore. So the first level, it's on the first notch. This one works well for my kind of riding, for my kind of terrain, and for my kind of weight, which is 76 kilos. If I carry a pillion in this motorcycle, I won't be comfortable, because I had set up the suspension for just the rider of my weight. So if I pick a pillion, then I got to tweak the rear suspension a little bit. I would go for one step more preload and one step more hard rebound. The front one stays the same as long as I ride on smooth roads. If bumpy roads come, then I need to adjust it a little bit. Maybe I'll increase the compression. My advice would be, you give it some time, ride your motorcycle with these 2 tools handy with you in your pocket or in your bag, and first go for adjusting the rear suspension. As I said, the preload, you need to do it while the motorcycle is stationary. Just sit on it and check out how much of it is going down. Play around, just make it a little bit, put it in a very softer setting and ride the motorcycle, and after every kilometer just make it one step harder and get to the right position which you desire. After you're done with the preload, then play around with this one. Okay, ride it in a moderately bumpy road, not a very bumpy road like off-road, or not a very smooth road, and try to feel the suspension, how it's behaving. Start it from the softest setting and then gradually turn one notch and check it out how it behaves, then turn another notch, and there will be a point where you would feel that now it's becoming too hard, so just turn it once on the softer side and you should be good to go. Similarly for the front one, you do not need any tools. There are 2 knobs. Start it from the softest of both the notches and then gradually increase both of them together. You would find that you reach a balance where you feel that it's okayish. From that point onwards, try to adjust, one notch at a time. You can just play around. This one is going to take some time. It's not going to be that straightforward. Okay, since both of them are not doing the same job. This one is rebound, this one is compression. But one tip over here, don't do it on the move. If you want to adjust it, just stop somewhere. Be seated, but don't do it on the go. Stop somewhere, adjust it, and then move around. My only advice to you is that don't try to find out the best position of the overall suspension setup. First get rid of the rear one and then go for the front one. Okay, once the rear is sorted, it's going to be a lot easier for you to adjust the front one. Don't go for the front one first and then the rear one. There's a reason for that. And another important tip over here, before you go about even touching these adjusters, make sure that you have proper tire pressure in your motorcycle and the chain slack is adjusted properly at spec. Okay, that is very, very important. It plays a major role in how the overall handling and the overall suspension setup behaves in a motorcycle. So yeah, I know it's a little bit complicated, but once you start playing around with it, it is not going to seem that complicated, right? So wish you all the best. Any questions or any queries regarding the adjustability of the suspension, you can definitely drop a comment. I would definitely reply to it at the earliest, right? So with that, take good care of yourself, guys. Have a lovely week ahead. Bye bye.